All right, welcome to Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News. This week we got, oh, I'm sorry, I said 10-time, 3-time retired flagman.
6-time.
6-time, that's right, I'm sorry. Shane in the house today. Let's see.
We got Shane here, and we got Christine and
Elvira.
And Elvira's here, and
I got a papaya. I've already about ate it.
I wish you'd hurry up and get that.
Man, hey, it's pretty good. You got to check them out. Papa John's get 25% off if you use Jack. Was it Dotson 25?
Yep, Dotson 25.
I had to remember that.
Yeah, 25% off. You got something else you were saying, or you
I forgot. There, go ahead. I forgot what I was doing there. Go ahead.
You know, when you work with pigeons, it's hard to fly like an eagle.
Oh yeah.
And I know I've been working with them.
All right, we got to thank our marketing partners. I think Mayhem Company, RDS. If you want to get your, hell, I guess anything, right? Limited, late model, Pro 6, whatever you want to get set up. Mosquito Joe's. If you want your first 50% off of your first treatment, mention Jack or my name or the racetrack. The show is presented by Mean Dean Automotive with Grier and Associates. Gator Graphics, screen printing, digital printing. He made some signs up for me. I got to thank again for the outside of my building. Thanks, Sammy, for that. Southampton Motor Speedway. Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Jack and I's drink of choice. Waltrip Pressure Wash and Solutions. And you get your house, building, parking lot pressure washed. Turn 2 Synthetics. I think Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil. I thank Chuck, Bill, Terry at Langley Speedway for allowing us to do the show here. Bonders Brothers Distillery. MPM Marketing, Tanya McAllister. Black Acid Racing Imperial, if you need one shirt or 1,000 shirts. A custom fire suit. I got to thank those guys. Slinger Speed. Got to thank those guys if you want a local t-shirt company to do your stuff. Slinger's right up the street in Yorktown. And they're going to be here at Langley Speedway. They're the official.
They were here all weekend this weekend.
No, they're right.
Yep.
They're the official t-shirt company for Langley Speedway. Factory Canopies and Fluid Logic. Call 811 before you dig. VA 811. Papa John's. If you want a papaya, they got wings. Got all kinds of stuff. Hit Papa John's up. Get your 25% off if you use Dotson 25. And GAC, Great American Company, Garamo Amaya, has been with us for a good while. Thank you guys. What's up, Raymond? Thanks, man. With that,
all right, let's get the news.
Good race this weekend.
Yeah, some good racing. All 3 of the races were good this weekend. Kind of interesting though with that road course and how they how the races turned out, and some unusual sights and sounds coming away from the race this weekend.
I mean, SVG. I mean, I'm a fan of this dude.
Yeah.
On these road courses, he is the man.
Yeah.
I mean, he
gives it everything he's got. He's not afraid.
He's
not afraid to put it in there. Yeah.
I mean, especially there the last few laps of the Xfinity race with him and Allmendinger, and he kind of gave the race up, but then I guess he ended up got to put the last car on the lead lap for cutting
across the blue line. Yeah. That's pretty cool. But it was some pretty good racing. And of course, we found out that in the Cup race that Kyle Busch doesn't particularly care for Christopher Bell. And I don't think they're going to be doing any parties together or anything.
No, because he got one coming.
Anyway, the Cup winner this past weekend was William Byron. Xfinity winner was Kyle Larson. Was interested to see the 17 back in victory lane for Hendrick Motorsports in the Xfinity Series.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first time they've been there in a long time. The truck race, Corey Heim got the win. That was an awesome race, but I was really pulling for, oh gosh, what is his name? I can't think of his name now. That started on the pole, wrecked on the first lap, went to the back, got spun, came back again.
I'm drawing a blank.
I am too. But he did a heck of a job. I think he ended up finishing like 5th, but that was a heck of a job. In the ARCA series, they raced down at 5 Flags. Gio Ruggiero got the win down there. Caraway, late models, Dean Ward. Down at Sobo, boy, they had the smart mods and the late models down there. I think it was that's the first race for late models down there too. I think, isn't it?
Yes, it was.
So the smart mods, Luke Baldwin is now the king of the smart mods at South Boston Speedway. They're driving Hermie Sadler's modified. I forgot he was driving for Hermie Sadler. In the late model race, I can't think of the guy's first name. His name was Craig. Craig Moore. Craig Moore got the win. Mike Looney got 2nd, and Blake Stallings got 3rd. At 5 Flags, they had the Stars late model, the ASA late models. Cole Butcher got the win in that one. And down at Hickory Motor Speedway this past weekend, Connor Hall kept his winning streak going.
Man,
2 wins down there this weekend.
He's definitely, I don't know if he's just picked up where he was, and I think he's like improved it a little bit. Because I don't think he started out this, I don't know, he had to have started out this hot last year.
Yeah, he did.
But I mean, he ain't missed a beat.
I mean, he's won a bunch of races at Hickory now. I mean, you know, these 4 or 5 he's won already this year.
I think he won 3 at Kenton.
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing, he's going to these other racetracks, right? It's hard to go in somebody else's backyard and win generally.
Yeah. So he's done a heck of a job with that. So that was pretty good. Connor Zilich was the guy. That's what he did. All right, some news. The Orange County race, the Orange Crush 200, was supposed to be Thursday. They're expecting major rain on Thursday, so that's been moved to Friday now. So don't know if I'm gonna be able to make that or not. The SRX series has been bought by the Skip Barber Racing School. They're going to return it back into run it. They're going to run it again. Probably not this year, but probably next year they're going to run it again. So that'll be interesting to see how they're going to go about doing the SRX. I don't think it's going to be like it was before.
No.
NASCAR taking over Bowman Gray. That was.
I wonder what that's about, right? I mean, I guess it was never NASCAR sanctioned prior to that.
Yeah, it's been sanctioned.
It's always been NASCAR sanctioned.
NASCAR sanctioned for ever since it started.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
I didn't know that.
I know one of the oldest. They're the oldest, probably the
Well,
oldest.
I knew they did a long time ago because I mean that's where Childress got his start, right? Or where he used to go all the time.
So I mean that's kind of interesting that they're going to take over down there. We'll see how that works out too.
I mean, I can only assume that there's a possibility that something's going to end up there, right? I mean, why else would they lease it for 25 years? It's till 2050.
So what are you trying to say? We're going to have an all-star race at Bowman Gray this year?
I'm not trying to say it, but I'm saying it's a good possibility that, or a truck race or something, or you're right.
I don't know what's going on over there. Our buddy Garrett Zacharias has got a ARCA ride for the ARCA West race at Irwindale.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be driving for P1 Motorsports. He's still looking for money to help him out with the getting there to get into the race.
What's up, Robert Bondrick? See, Jack's been coming to see you for a while. We need some more product.
Hey, man, I didn't know you were back on Facebook. So you've been off Facebook for a little while.
Was he in jail or something?
I don't know.
I mean, his family's got history.
I can't say nothing. I
watched the movie.
I can't say nothing. My family got a lot of history with it too. So.
I mean, you spent how many years in jail?
I did 30. But yeah, I mean, Robert, we're gonna come see you, man. I'm gonna come see you. I don't know if Scott will. I'm coming to see you real soon, and be glad to have the Bondrick Brothers Distillery people back with us again. That'd be great. All right, we got the man, the legend.
Would say legend.
How long have you been flagging here?
Since 2010 or 11.
Is that right?
And missed a few races here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I missed last year, and the year before that I won't flagging. Last year I was on the other side of the fence, and the year before that I was in tech.
Mm.
But I'm back.
Can't stay away.
After the 6th time,
I was telling Basil earlier. I'm like, he's like, I was telling him I'd given you a hard time, and he's like, well, I've quit about every year.
Basil quits every year. Basil quits every Saturday.
yeah, every Saturday. He's well, somehow I ended up back at that meeting, and here I am again.
Yep.
I'm like, well, we were in Charlotte, and we were over at Ken Schrader's, and Schrader told us this is you can't leave racing, you die out.
Oh yeah.
It's like being in the mafia. That's what he said.
Once you're in here, you're done. You're done.
So how did you get started with being a flagman or being involved in racing? Really, I guess.
Just I grew up out here since I was a kid, and coming up, and then I raced a couple races back in '97 or '98. I can't remember.
What'd you race?
Pure side.
Okay.
Yeah, and just being around and just getting to know everybody. And when Jimmy Walker left Flag Stand and went and talked to Bill and Shane, and they gave him an opportunity, and first couple races looked like a fool. I probably still do compared to some of these kids out here. So, but I enjoy it. I just want to come do it one more time. See how it goes.
One more time.
One more time.
So,
Heard that before.
so we got into retirement on their future again.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
So what's your schedule this year? You're gonna be here for all the races except a few.
Yeah.
You said you were gonna miss a couple, but
Well, I mean, I might not have to. Shane told me if I want to take a couple weeks off, then I could, and I might. If not, I'll go down there and stick man and go up in the flag center or something like that. But as of right now, I'll be up there the whole year.
now last year you were helping the Millettes.
And the Derricks.
Yeah, you were helping those guys.
Yeah.
I seen you down on pit road all the time.
Mhm.
And which side do you like better, the official side or working on a
The
race car?
official side.
The other side don't pay real well, does it?
Nah, either racing or friendship, and friendship comes for it. So that's why I decided to come back.
Now, does that make it tough? I mean, I can't
Yeah.
imagine that it's got to be tough when you're an official, and look, we're all friends, right?
Oh,
we all
yeah.
love each other to
Yeah.
death, but it can make it. I can imagine it can make it. I can only think about myself with me and Jack doing this contest, and we were having to pick somebody, and we're like, we can't do this. We got to let somebody else because they're all our friends, so it makes
yeah.
it tough, you know.
Yeah. When the kids are racing, I'm more nervous wreck than the parents are.
No, I can't, you can't say that because I've watched Brandy. Yeah, I've watched Brandy down here in front of the stands here. She gets kind of wound up sometimes.
I hear her on the flag stand when the cars come by. Hear my song.
They know down by my. She's a trip. I love her.
You just can't beat that because I mean, when they come out to
That
qualify,
one video of her stomping on the stands.
I heard that too.
when the Virginia racers came out to qualify, first thing I do is I lean back here to try to watch that corner. I already pay attention to the cars that much.
Can you imagine her down in the pits?
Can you imagine her on? Can you imagine her on the radio with?
No.
That might be the first time you pick a radio up off the ground out there.
Now, do you have a favorite moment of being in the flag stand of something strange happening, or?
No, I mean, first Hampton Heat I ever did out here was one of the best races I ever had, and it was an adrenaline rush and a good time. Flag Martinsville was pretty cool. I did it a couple of years, and it's just I don't have not one favorite race. Denny Hamlin Showdown, that was probably on top of the list. I froze.
Oh, really?
Cold that night. I froze. I was just racing for him and get done. Somebody win.
Well, I didn't even think about that because I mean, when it's cold in the pits, it'll be a little chillier up there on top of the flag stand.
It's a little chilly.
with the wind blowing, them cars going by, blowing that wind. And, I guess that does gets to be.
Yeah, especially when it's windy plus the cars.
No, you all. The big thing now is the flag man wearing the helmets with the. And I think you do it for the late models mostly
And modifieds.
And the modifieds. Have you ever got hit with stuff coming up?
Yeah, I got hit by a chunk of rubber right inside of my head, and it rung my bell. And the following week I had a helmet on. The following week I had a helmet on.
There's where that little screw got loose.
A lot of them loose. Yes, never really got hit by anything except for, you know, one chunk that hit me. It rung my bell, and I woke up after that. So
Was
I
that-
started wearing a helmet.
Is that a requirement or not?
No.
It's just if you choose to or not.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's getting to be a point where a lot of them are doing it now.
Yeah.
It's
You
makes
never
good
know.
sense.
No, you don't. I mean,
Yeah.
I still think about sometimes that damn flywheel to come out of
Right
Clark's
past
car
our finish line. Yep.
and how it went through, what's his name's
It was,
in the valve
good
cover.
days.
Yeah.
All
Super
outside
Street.
pit.
Yeah. I mean, just
Went through the
look,
hood and a valve cover.
right. I mean, he was getting ready to go out
Yeah.
and sitting in the car. So I mean, we're
Mhm.
just extremely lucky that
Oh, yeah.
nobody got hurt by that.
I'm glad it happened
extremely.
after the flag stand, so before, because when it went, I mean, it scared the living daylights out of me. I'm seeing the windshield blow out. I didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
So
No, I can't imagine.
that was one of the scariest moments.
So how does it work in the flag stand? If you see something happen on the racetrack, do you have to wait for somebody to make a decision where you're throwing the caution out, or is that something you can do, or is it just a feel thing that you
Yeah,
you
man,
guys
if
kinda
you know the
know?
caution's coming out, you know, somebody's slammed the wall real hard, you know it's coming out, then I'll put it out. But like, you know, a lot of times I wait for them, you know, go ahead and put it out. But if you know it's going to be a caution, you know, like
You
if
can
somebody's
go-
coming by me and I see a motor blowing or water coming out, I'll go ahead and throw it because they might not see it up there.
Mm.
And then, you know, like stuff on the track, if I see something on the track.
Do they ask you first? Because I'm trying to think, who else can really see the track but you, or
No, I
that
mean,
good?
most of the time, 99% of the time, they know there's a reason why I threw it out instead of them telling me to.
Mm.
So, I mean, something, if I see something on track, debris, or like I say, a motor blowing or water coming out the exhaust, or, you know, anything like that, then
Now you're turning the lights and
Yeah.
the flag, right?
Yeah. yeah, the lights are on the flag stand, and they're all to where you can't, two of them can't be on one time. They're
Oh,
all-
really?
Yeah, they're all synchronized. The red
Okay.
light overthrows all of them.
Gotcha.
So you just reach over and flip green off, flip yellow, at the same time. I mean,
Oh,
I had a point now where I can just reach over. I don't have to look, and
Mm.
just from feel for over the years.
Have you ever hit the wrong one?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did on Pro 6 race, and Mr. Floyd won't too happy with me. Because I hit the green, I hit the yellow, and he slowed down, I hit the green back, and he come up on the flag stand after the race.
Oh, that's a shocker.
But,
Who's got the baddest at you? Was that it?
I don't want to answer that question.
No
I don't
problem.
want to put anybody on the spot. There's one driver to come up on the flag stand there in practice and shoot on me because there was a truck on the backstretch, and I couldn't see it because of the building.
Mm.
And well, they didn't want too happy, but it was straight after the race.
Yeah. I mean, stuff
Yeah.
happens. I
Yeah.
mean, none of us are perfect.
Yeah, you keep.
Make mistakes. I mean, nobody's perfect,
No.
not especially in the racing world.
No, because I mean, and you kind of go back on. I think Kyle Busch made a comment. There's so many balls on strike calls, right?
Yeah.
And they're tough, and you could go either way. And it's easy after the fact to watch a camera and say the call should have been X
Yeah, exactly.
instead of watching it live. And
Yeah.
I mean, believe me, I've bitched about it, especially in arena racing.
Yeah.
Why are you sending me to the back?
Then there was one night, Grier was actually leading the race. Shane Lockhart was on the second, and then did a white flag. Then the next lap around, they gave Shane Lockhart a mirror flag. Well, Greg had a tire going down, and Shane went by him. So I give Shane Lockhart a mirror flag instead of checker flag. And I was kind of embarrassed about that. I was just paying
That's a
attention.
good one. That's a good one. That's been a long time ago.
Yeah, it's like they said, they don't pay attention to FLAGMAN anymore.
Have we dropped any flags?
Nope.
Have we not dropped a flag?
Don't jinx me.
Saturday, he drops one. It's gonna be your fault, Jack.
Sometimes you want to throw some. Not a
Well,
problem. You want to throw some. But
I'm gonna sit up here, and if he drops one, I'm gonna be the first one down there.
Now it's pretty cool to see these kids, man. I mean, we're getting quite a few kids that obviously love the flag. They're flagging down here in this little thing and that one over there. And I noticed a couple times that Shane has asked for them to come up there with you and do. That's got to be really cool to do.
Yeah, and I've given 3 sets of flags out. My
Oh,
old
have you
flags,
really?
Anthony Moore's son got my first ever set of flags. Had for like 6 years,
Okay,
and
he's one
gave,
too. But there's like 3 or 4.
son.
Okay.
Set, and then I gave another boy a set 2 years ago. I didn't know him, but he was always up there flagging, so I walked up and gave him to him.
Mm,
And but I like the kids
That-
coming up there.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
You know,
I didn't know that you did that. I mean,
Yeah.
that is pretty cool.
I mean, if they don't mind, I don't mind either.
Mhm.
You know, sometimes a lot of them come up, kids come up and want to come up there, and so you have to go to the office and make sure it's all done first.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
So Jack, you got to go ask somebody.
I've already asked. I asked.
You got permission?
Yeah, I've already said, but when you gonna let me throw the flag one time? I mean,
Then it'll be on the damn racetrack.
no,
then we'll be talking about the 5 week.
no,
Oh, we will for sure.
no, I'm gonna take duct tape and put it around to make sure I don't do that. But yeah, I done.
Robbie Parker City waves at you when he goes by the flag stand.
Yeah, he waves. Him and a few other drivers wave at me all the time,
Mhm.
and they're number one to me too.
Yeah, that's like giving you a hard time, though.
Especially Robbie. I mean,
Robbie is my buddy.
he's
Like,
the only one's
Robbie-
been black flagging an enduro race.
How in the world do you get black flag in enduro race?
But
He's taking everybody out. Get him off the track somehow.
we don't talk about that anymore.
Yeah, I want to talk about it. He talks more shit about me. I want to talk about this one. Getting black flagged in an enduro race.
Me and Robbie have our own little relationship.
Yeah, me and him do too.
I love Robbie. Yeah, look, it takes all of us to be here at the racetrack, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
need all different personalities.
Exactly.
And one thing I'll say, Robbie is super passionate about racing.
Mhm.
And I don't care who he. I mean, a few times he is spotted for me, and Robbie does a great job. I mean, one time we destroyed a car over a dumbass move, not by me, and Robbie was. I mean, he didn't help us work on the car or anything, but he was super pissed off about it. Yeah.
Who was that?
He didn't come back. What's the family that used to run the Pro 6 out here? The uncle, six. No, it wasn't six car. I can't think of his damn name.
I was just putting on the spot.
Oh, I don't care. You're right. Right. So it's a touchy subject. No, it'll come to me later.
So have you ever had to fight anybody off on the flag stand? You know, come up there and you had to fight them off?
Not fight them all, but
Get them back on
security.
stuff.
So, I got somebody on there and it's down there and they're getting ready to come up here and I'll get security to come down and get them, like before.
Like a fan or
Full fans. Yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah. Someone that's had too many.
No,
Get mad at something that.
we might have some of that here later.
Yeah.
You might be right.
And then you got like I'm always years ago when Jacob was running, something happened. Out of the corner of my eye here, I seen Randy coming. I'll do something. Security, security, bottom of the flash. And here comes Randy, my dudes.
I was in county line one night and the flagman up there, Buddy Isle Senior,
Yeah.
was flagging up there. And it was right in the middle of the race. He's still flagging and people are trying to grab him while he's in the flag stand. But they don't have a good flag stand like we got. They just got one of them. It's just there.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
a whole
I found some of them.
And they were grabbing at his legs and he was fighting them off and still flagging off.
Dang.
That's hard to believe. So we retired 6 times and have a horizon that maybe we're gonna do it one more time.
See how this year goes. See how my body handles and go from there. See if I don't need any more surgeries or anything after this year.
Mm.
So,
That's not good yet. You gotta worry about surgeries after the season's over.
yeah.
You're not even driving.
I'm not like these young kids on the flag stand that, like Brandon. I mean, Brandon's up there, he's doing everything. I'd have to get safety to get me off the flag stand if I tried to do that. I just go up there and flag the race and that's it.
Yeah, that guy, he's got all kinds of flipping the flags around,
Yeah.
doing all the crazy stuff.
He has a good time. He's
He
good
probably
at it.
needs to be on the Ritalin.
Yeah. That's true. Well, we appreciate you coming and being with us, Shane. I mean,
Glad y'all
That
had
was
me
a long
on.
drive.
Yeah, 10 minutes away. Sorry for the girls, though.
Yeah.
Appreciate you what y'all do. for the
Appreciate-
track.
least you ain't got to take them home.
I know.
I know. Didn't they leave you somewhere one time? Didn't you get left at Rosie's last?
Yeah. Somebody left me at Rosie's. I ain't gonna mention who.
Wasn't Elvira.
Nah.
No.
Well, her.
She's all smiles over there.
All right, well, let's have a good year this year, Shane. I'm gonna come up there. I'm gonna come up there one night and flag.
Come on,
start a race with you one time. I'm gonna.
Come on.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Well, I done talked to Bill and I done talked to Shane Laws. I'm going up there one time.
I got tape. We can take the flag to your hand.
Well, I'm not really concerned about that. But yeah, I'm
So
gonna
if
do
you
that.
make a joke and take a picture, I'll make sure it gets on social
Okay.
media.
That'll work.
We'll get
You'll
the
like it.
gloves made up with Velcro on them.
Yeah. They said it's the best seat in the house.
I've never been up there for the start of a race or anything. I mean, I flagged at Southampton for a practice session,
Yeah.
and that's not to do that. But
Yeah.
I've never been up there with a real start of a race.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
It's a
gonna
lot
be a
of
huge adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Especially you talking about like, Hampton Heat, one of
Yeah.
those big races with all those cars coming at you
Yeah.
the first lap or 2 laps. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gotta be an adrenaline rush
Oh, it
for
is.
sure.
It really is. So I enjoy it.
I'm gonna do like Bill did. I'm gonna get my camera out and start.
Oh, Robbie said Jack only knows to move over flag.
So here we go. See, Shane, we get you on the show, and now Robin Parker got.
I knew he was gonna come out. I told you that before we went on the show.
I don't even know what the move over flag looks like, Robin.
Because you had plenty of time to stare at it as slow as you were going.
I ordered 10 of them this year. I'm gonna start throwing
I wasn't gonna say nothing about that.
them.
Raymond said, wear some safety glasses, Jack.
Yeah. Keep your mouth shut.
That's gonna be hard for him.
Shane, appreciate it. Thank you for coming.
The fun part comes.
All right, I'm gonna sit on the end and let them sit up here with you.
Okay.
I'm gonna go here and watch.
All right, here come the glorious ladies of Langley Speedway. Elvira.
I don't want to trip over the cords.
Red Solo Cup.
I was
I
gonna
get
say
the fancy chair.
She got a blue Solo Cup.
See. See.
y'all serious.
Yes.
All right, now we got the real backbone of the Langley Speed here with us now. Langley Speedway.
Who's been here longer? I was gonna say, I mean, both of y'all been,
I was a
I
fan
agree.
first, so
well, I think we all were. I mean, at some point.
That's part of the sport, being a fan first and then coming to be a part of it. But I've sat and watched the both of you. I got a kick out of it. You sit here beside me most nights. And you could be talking and looking at me and talking and writing numbers down the whole time. I'm trying to, how the hell does she know who's going by that flat stand?
I know they're doing the whole goddamn field. I couldn't even. I scored an Xfinity race one time, and I got to watching the race, and the girl beside me was, honey, your car right 12-14 down. Well, I'm like, oh shit. Back then you had to write the time on the clock down every time your car went by the flag stand, for the whole race. And finally they came over and says, your car is retired. I'm like, thank God.
I learned from the best.
No, I never had to do that though.
Oh.
No.
No,
That was fun.
I did start before transponders though. I can tell you I really like transponders.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
she comes on and I mean, she can be a race director. I think.
Thank you.
I think because you pretty much know everything that's going on, and I've seen, and I ain't calling them names. Shane Laws is his initials. And sometimes if he didn't have you up there, he would know what he was doing.
I love being up.
Well, you do a heck of a job, and she does too, but I ain't gonna tell her that. So when did you start with the?
I think I started in '99. I started back when Wayne Wyatt
Okay.
was doing it, and Kenny Lee was the race director. And I knew
Hmm.
absolutely nothing about racing. They needed a line scorer that knew nothing.
So when did you start doing all?
I have no idea. I've been here a long time. I've been here at this track over 20 years. I have no idea when I started.
But you're like me, you've done multiple things. You've been involved with Kart Club. You've been
Yeah.
involved.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I know y'all did the cart club
Yeah.
for some time.
Yeah. Well, my kids raced, so.
Okay.
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
So you did a lot with Wacky Wednesday at one
Yeah.
time too, right? Or are you still doing that?
No, that Justin Kurt has taken that on, and he's actually done a wonderful job with it.
Well, that's-
Why are you?
Yeah.
Parker said the Sitt
Oh.
family.
He said, what?
The Sight family.
Sight family. Oh, that's right. That was the
The
Sight family's one in the Pro 6 we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I was going to say.
So have you
I know
had,
who's talking.
in your times of being up here, and you probably more than her, have you had people come up here and get mad and want to yell at you and
Oh, yeah.
get excited with you and everything?
That's fine. We were just talking about that over there.
So I mean, how does that work for you? And I mean, you got the call. I mean, you're sitting there, you know what's going on.
A lot of times if the race is going on, I don't want them to interrupt the race director.
Right.
So I'll step back to the door and tell them they need to wait outside until the race is actually over. Because you don't want the race director who's on another race being taken away from what he's doing.
Hmm.
And we'll have to wait outside. And usually that 5 minutes gives them a little calm down period. So
Yeah.
by the time they come back in, it's a little less. But I think where they get it is on the ground.
Unless you're Phil Warren, because he was out there, he was hot that night. So it's pretty cool.
No, I mean, it happens. It happens.
Sure.
Most of them now are pretty courteous when they come up because they know they're not going to be hurt unless they're not.
Hmm.
They,
Which is, I think, is a great idea.
Yeah.
Right. Because I mean, when we're mad, we're going to say things that are too far. Right?
sometimes you need to take a breath and think about it. They could be wrong. We could be wrong. You don't know, but you got to step back and take that breath first.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, it's really interesting that you and Paul and it was the two of you and
Is
the
Paul
race
just like
director.
one of the other girls?
Yes.
We love Paul, but he's one of the
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do too. Paul's. I mean, I think we have a great group here, right? I mean, all together, honestly, even the racers, even though some of them don't get along and they don't, but that's what makes our sport great, right? Because we need the competition. We need people not to like each other. I mean, unfortunately, that's a byproduct of good ratings.
Yes.
Right? It just is. But I think we're just lucky. I think we
You
really
think
are.
about here at Langley Speedway, and I've been coming here for a long time, but not up here for a long time. But I've been coming here for a while, and it's really cool to see how you guys all work together. Ryan White is probably one of the best track announcers you can find
Brian
anywhere.
White's been an amazing addition.
I mean, that's just
Yeah.
unbelievable what Langley has is, I mean, of course, we have to overlook people like Shane Snyder and you know,
The Shanes are getting it tonight.
we have to overlook stuff
Look,
like
if
that.
we didn't talk about you, you'd think we didn't like you. See?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, my grandson was very upset he couldn't be here tonight
Oh.
because he told me, he says, I got to go see Elvira.
He'll see me this year. I promise he'll see me this year. Put it that way.
I hope he doesn't. He's too young for Elvira.
He's already seen her
The
though.
mouth.
He's already seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Matter of fact, he went back home and told my wife, my granddad, he talks to Elvira all the time.
Oh my God.
So she want to know who Elvira was.
She used to be the quiet one in the corner that's not quiet anymore.
What happened?
She's not the quiet one.
No, but I could see. I remember a time you seemed pretty calm and kind of quiet.
Well,
Things like that.
Well, see, every now and then I have to beat on the window and get her to pay attention to what she's doing.
Yeah, but she can keep right on doing it. She can look at you and keep going, and
Yeah, she can do that, but
I can't even watch what she's doing to keep
but
up.
you know, I look at her sometimes and she'll be. I'm trying to.
That's because she's looking at you, Jack.
No, it's just like I'm here, but I'm not here.
am I looking out at the track?
No, you're looking over this way,
Well, I don't know.
but you're still right, and I know that.
Some nights the racing will get really good, and Stephanie is really, really into the racing.
Yeah.
She loves
Yes.
the racing.
Yeah.
And I'll tell her, drop your pin and stop, just watch. Have
She
fun.
does. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does. Yeah. I can't help it.
Well, I think we
Love
all
it.
were fans first, right?
Yeah.
I mean, or we wouldn't be in the sport, or we wouldn't be here. You know, it's just a fun sport. I don't
And
know
it's
why
a
we
really
don't have
fun
more.
sport.
I mean, the days for you on Saturdays, the race days, are long days for you guys.
Yep.
Give us. We'll start with Elvira. Tell us what your day consists of, because it's up here a lot, but I know you're out moving around doing other things too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just come up here and get stuff ready for the race for Chris and I, and then I'd go out and sign in drivers and make sure everything's correct. I mean,
Yeah, all the information.
yeah.
Make sure
I
people
mean,
sign up for
walking
their.
around, going in and out of pits and everything, but
She got a golf cart. She don't
now
walk
I
nowhere.
do. Yeah,
Oh, I was gonna
before
say,
I
she
didn't.
moved up, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? Before I didn't know, but it's fun. I love interacting with everybody, crews, drivers, everybody.
There's a lot of information that we need
Yeah.
to collect.
Mhm.
On race day, we have to have the driver information packs, which gives us the information we need. It gives Brian White the information he needs. W-9s, transponder numbers, NASCAR license, INX license, INX. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's a lot to collect that we need in order to get everything done that we need to do.
And then you get some sorry drivers sometimes that just don't want to turn their stuff in.
Scott,
That's where I was going.
I was gonna say somebody that wants you to make sure you sign up for Rookie of the Year. You got to put the stripe on if you're gonna run for it, Scott.
They actually asked you to run for Rookie of the Year?
Well, the first year,
Yeah.
I was a rookie.
We stay on that.
we have
We
to.
have to do.
We have
Oh,
to.
yeah. That's the low on
Mhm.
I mean,
priority
you might
for
not
us.
want to be a rookie, but we might want you to be a rookie.
Yeah. Mm.
But look, I need all the help I can get, so
Are you
I
coming
can
back?
appreciate. Nah, probably not.
Nah, he's not gonna come back.
You know,
I'm sorry to
Not
hear
for now,
that.
but
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
just don't have the time. I mean, that's really what it boils down to.
He's a busy
Understand
person. He's
that.
got a lot of stuff in
If I could go 100 miles an hour this week, I have, that's for sure.
Follow us around one Saturday. At least the first two opening nights. Follow us around.
we used to tell when we had a new official or someone start, that's what we used to do.
Mm.
Now they're so busy, they kind of get thrown into what they're doing. But I used to tell them, come walk the pits with us. That's how you get to know each driver.
Yeah.
That's how you get to know their families. That's how walking around, talking to them, making that connection. That's how you get to know everything you need to know too.
No, for sure.
And you've had a lot of visibility at other tracks. I mean, you've been at other tracks.
I've been very fortunate, yes.
So you know a lot of these people, and so
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, you have a little different perspective than probably most people here because you've seen the vision from racetracks from a bunch of different views, right?
Yes.
You know, with Justin and going through the modified tour, being in charge here and vice versa and going to other tracks. You're pretty versed, right?
Yes.
And what everybody. Let's be honest. You could probably be stuck in anybody's job and do it at the racetrack.
Yes,
you
you
know.
could.
You know what I mean?
She could.
I mean, I have no doubt that if Shane or somebody wasn't here, you could be the race director because you've been around, you've been part of different jobs, and you know what needs to be done.
I mean, and on Saturdays she basically runs all the practices and everything. I mean, you call the shots.
That's been working out really well.
Mm.
I enjoy it.
It's really good that they put Shane or whoever the race director is, they put them down on the ground and start with, and they get down there and see what's going on down there. And that's a good thing, and turn it over to you and let you run it.
I think that helps because you have a visible race director down there. So if a problem arises or somebody needs to talk to,
Mhm.
they can get to the race director and talk to them. They're not stuck up in a tower. So I
Yeah.
just kind of run it from there so they can be down there.
I mean, you guys do a heck of a job. I mean, I'm amazed. I mean, every time I come up here, I'm amazed. You see something different every time with what y'all are doing. I mean, and I feel sorry for Paul. He's sitting over there and he's
Or Paul,
he's in his own little world over there.
From us, Paul takes a lot from us, but he's gotten used to it.
Look, he's just part of the clique now. He can't leave.
He's
Yeah.
on his computer.
Your husband is in racing.
Yes,
He's
So I was gonna say her whole family's
Official.
pretty much kind
yeah,
of racing.
he is actually head tech at Hickory.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, I think it was Southern National.
Mm-mm.
So y'all go
He's
separate
he's been at
directions
Hickory
there
for a while.
on the weekends. And
Yeah,
It might have been because I was at Southern National a few weeks ago. You might have saw that.
Well, yeah, I knew you were. I knew you were there at Southern National for a while too. I mean,
Yes.
yeah. So I remember that. For some reason, I thought he was at Southern National. I don't know why.
I mean, he's worked it before, but he's at
How did he get to Hickory? I mean,
Kevin called him and asked him to come work for him, and he went
Okay.
up there and he liked it.
that's a heck of a ride to go up there and.
Yeah, but Kevin is a great guy. He really is. I mean, Hickory treats him very well. So
Well, I mean, I love Hickory. I mean, I've
yeah,
been there
Hickory's a
several times. I
good
love
track.
Hickory.
Yeah,
you just say, "Well, I see you Sunday."
yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah. He gets home about 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon, which is fine. So
No, really, that far?
Yeah.
He does it 5 hours.
yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
No, yeah.
he
We gotta-
better be watching.
We got a bunch of people who wanted to say hi. We got Gary Osborne said hi. Brian Crawford said, "Tell the girls hi." He's back home from shoulder
Oh, that's right, he
surgery.
had surgery. Get
Watching.
well quick.
Yes.
Ryan Richardson says, "What's up, family?" Says, "See y'all April 6th." He wants to know if Brian will let him call a race opening night. You have to hit Brian up.
Well, he done gone down there and gotten in the NASCAR country down there in Charlotte. Now he thinks he's somebody.
We'll
Oh,
see.
yeah.
We'll see. I think he's going to be on the road crew here pretty soon. I don't think we'll see him at Richmond. I don't know. You going to be at Martinsville, Ryan? Maybe we'll see you there.
Yes.
So are you going to put someone in your Pro 6? You're not just going to let it sit?
So it's not mine.
Okay.
It belongs to Robert Pellick. His son is supposed to run. He was supposed to run
Okay.
last year. So I don't know. I'm just too busy at the moment. You know, racing has changed in the last 10 or 15 years, right? It's just, I remember in the early 90s when I was out here helping somebody that getting help to work on a race car wasn't hard. Like you could get people, and now it's hard to get somebody for help, even if it's just pushing a car
I
around.
understand it from both sides.
Yeah.
People
And
used to line up to volunteer and help and want
Yeah.
to be here and I'll
Yeah.
work a gate and I'll do this and I'll do
Yeah.
that. And you
and,
just don't
and
find that anymore.
No.
right. And then trying to find somebody that's good help. Me and Phil was talking about this a few weeks ago that, I mean, I loved it when Landon came over and started helping us because we could kind of talk about things and he can make a change. I wouldn't have to get out of the car and make the change because, you know, I had confidence he knew, you know, he knew what he was doing on it, obviously. But some people you can get help that they don't. So then you're kind of a sort of a one-man bandish and it's just tough. And Landon's got a lot of stuff. He's got another kid and family's busy and I know he would love to be out here just as well as I would, but it's just to do it and do it right, to be competitive, it takes a lot of effort. So it's just right now, it's just.
So you might come line score.
I'm too ADD for that.
You don't want that.
You want it to be right, don't you? You have to get
me right.
You need to get an assistant. Shit.
Y'all do
Well,
it.
I don't know that I can keep up with it like y'all do.
There ain't no way to tell. I can tell you that.
I know how he'd be though. He right in the middle of the race, he'd get up and walk out and forget what he was here
No,
for.
you'd be like that lady when I was doing that Xfinity race. Like, hey, the car's coming. Like, oh shit, I'm watching the race.
That actually was kind of hard to do. Not
Oh, I
watch
can
the race.
completely
and-
or-
Mhm.
I don't know how
that
you
would
do
be
it.
my downfall. I'd get in the middle and start watching and forget what I'm doing.
That or when you know somebody would wreck. That was kind of hard when
Mm.
somebody wrecked.
You never want to see anybody.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
But I
That was
think
a little
because he
harder.
was a fan first. I actually knew nothing about racing when I started.
So
here.
how did
I
you?
never even been to a racetrack before.
So how did
I
you
was-
get from
I-
outside to get?
Pat
Gates?
Wagner was working here. She was in scoring, and I was friends with her daughter, and they needed someone. And I needed some part-time work. And I came out here, knew nothing. The smell of the Cam 2, which I now know, was horrible. Oh, it used to make me sick. But that's what they wanted, someone that knew nothing.
Yeah.
And I
You're
knew
one of the
nothing.
few
came in
people
here.
I ever heard say racing gas.
Oh,
I know most people will dash it on.
I- cheer now. I wouldn't back then, but I'd get here and the smell was so bad. I'd be at the pensions getting sick before I came up here.
Wow, I didn't know that was.
But I'd never been to a racetrack before.
I mean, that's one of the things when I was racing that my daughter thought was the coolest thing in the world was the smell of race gas.
Yeah, I know.
She loved that. I mean,
I don't notice it now
Mm.
after all these years, but when I started,
Now, do you ever have aspirations to be a race director?
No.
No. Too much
no, I
headache.
enjoy my job. I mean, I enjoy what I do.
Mhm. Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, it seemed like something you might would have wanted to do. And I just think it would be neat.
Stephanie wants to be.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I like my corner. Mm-mm.
She put baby in
I
the
earned that corner. Mhm.
It used to be my corner.
Yep,
Oh, really?
Yep. She moved and I said, that's my corner.
It's good that you two are good friends and
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh,
we
yeah.
get to work
Yeah.
on a Saturday and have a lot of fun.
Oh, we
Yeah.
do. And that's
Yeah.
the most important thing. We come out here and have fun.
All the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
I mean,
And I try to irritate you as much as I can, but
Yeah.
that makes me feel like
I do come in there and irritate. I've had people tell me, "Don't you go in there with him? Don't go in there with him." But yeah, I'm going in there.
we don't listen. We don't listen. We don't listen to them two people, Joe.
Look, if you didn't mess with us, we would think something was wrong.
Right,
For
right.
sure. Definitely.
So I have to go in there and hang around. And sometimes it gets a little,
Monotonous,
little-
right? You gotta
little
break it
weird
up a
in there
little bit,
sometimes.
right?
Certain
Yeah.
people around.
I mean, it gets loud, it gets animated, and sometimes it gets really quiet. And
Mhm.
when it gets quiet, that's when you should worry.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree. Because it happened a couple times. It got real quiet. Everybody was real
Yeah.
quiet. I wasn't sure where I was supposed to, if I was supposed to say anything or not. Yeah, there was some things going on that I didn't really think I needed to get my nose into.
I think it's going to be a really good year. I mean, Stick's our race director. He does an amazing job.
Yes.
I enjoy working with Stick in the Tower.
Okay.
Now,
Easy.
Stick's been here way before me, so I mean,
Yeah.
he pretty much knows everything.
Yeah, and he's kind of a quiet guy.
He's quiet, yeah, but he knows it.
Yeah. Or he's fairly reserved. And when we had him on the show, I just expected more of a personality, but he's more of kind of a reserved kind of guy, you know.
Actually, I was surprised you got him on the show.
Oh, really?
Seriously, Sticks on the show.
I
Yeah,
think he enjoyed it.
yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, he seemed like he had a good time.
Because when I talked to him about it, I think he was, he was hesitant about, well, I don't know if I want to do this or not, but he never said that, but
Yeah.
you could tell he was thinking about it.
Yeah.
He's always had the solo job out here, flag stand.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yep.
when you're in the flag stand, there's really
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
no friends,
you-
right? You're there by yourself.
Exactly.
I did not know.
well, unless you're Shane Schneider.
Yeah.
When you have multiple personalities, right?
I know
He can't go anywhere by
He
himself.
got hit with that big piece of rubber, and knocked the screw loose. Remember? But I was
You don't know what you say.
with Stick. I ain't talking. With Stick, I didn't know he's an umpire,
Oh,
Yeah.
a baseball umpire. And he's been
Yeah.
umpiring some of my grandson's games.
Oh, really?
He said because he saw me at the game. Yeah.
That's cool.
I guess when you get away from the racetrack and you see somebody, it's not the same as being at the racetrack
Yeah.
and seeing them. So evidently,
Yeah.
I did not even pay attention to him. So
That's cool.
I did not know, but that's really cool to see that. But anyway,
I've known Stick a long time. I mean, I have pictures of when Josh was probably 8 years old up there flagging arena racing with Stick.
Mm.
I mean,
Dang.
I think we're all.
You want to talk about hard line score? That's when I was line scoring arena racing cars.
Did both of y'all? Did you do it?
No, I
Okay.
wouldn't.
I did arena
No.
racing. I stopped arena racing before it moved to Richmond.
Okay.
Those little cars.
thank goodness you
I
got.
mean, it's just like the mini cups
Just like
that
you
come
gotta
out.
learn the colors.
Yeah,
You don't see
yeah.
numbers. You gotta learn the colors of the cars.
Thank goodness you got before we got to Richmond.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a part of it. when it went to Richmond.
There was some folks up at Richmond when they were racing that just, man, I'm gonna tell you what, they were out in left field,
Yep.
and one of them's in the room with us.
Hey, we tried to put on a show. We tried to make it fun. Actually, it's funny. I got a sponsor. They had Johnny Rockets was upstairs, right? So I went to him. I'm like, hey, how about I'll put your name on the car if you just feed us every night. And they're like, okay. Well, the guy had a bunch of Johnny Rockets, super nice guy. First night, I get into it with, I can't think of the kid's name. He's like 15 years old. He wrecks me on the first lap, breaks the right front. So I go over under caution as cars are stopped. They're getting my car off the racetrack, and I have a conversation with him like, dude, it's lap 1. You can't win the race on lap 1. Like, come on. So his dad gets mad. He thinks I'm over there wanting to fight his kid. And I go up to get her food, and his dad comes over. Daniels, I think it's it was Daniels. I can't think of the kid's first name. And me and him like start getting into it. We're like, I mean, it's getting to be a scene. And one of my crew members like, look, we're just going to disagree to, agree to disagree. Because he's like, it's not my son's fault. I put a new right front on there. I said, he's the one holding the steering wheel. Then he should have took it easy instead of drove it in there in the side of me and knocked me up into the wall. So I'm like, oh, damn, this is a great impression on our sponsor, right? First one. I turn around, the guy says, kid you not, he's like, look, if you need me to Tanya Hardy somebody, you let me know. I was like, oh, this is going to work out great. I mean, they loved it. They loved the controversy. And they're like, you got a reputation. I'm like, yeah, I don't really care.
Now, this is the same guy who gets mad at the kid for hitting him. But he also got mad one night. Every time I went up there a few times. Most time go see him race. I go up there, and there's always somebody wanting to fight. I don't care what it is.
Well, that's part of arena racing.
But that night he's up there. He decides after him and this person, Scott Perlman,
Those are his initials.
they bumped into each other and spinning each other out, or he spun Scott out. And Scott made the announcement on the radio that he was not going to win the championship. So Scott got spun out. Instead of going around the track like he's supposed to, he went this way and met the guy head on. He didn't win the championship. And it's the same guy that's talking about somebody doing him wrong.
That's happened out here. Some late model went the opposite way.
Oh, really?
Come on now.
I don't know who did that. I don't remember.
Before I came up here, so yeah, you
That's
don't remember that?
No, I don't. I'm completely.
Well, it's a late model, and the numbers are 55.
Mark, still use initials.
Seriously, he did. He turned around and went the back way.
Now, see, that's kind of surprised. I wouldn't expect that.
I didn't. Nobody did that night, but
Well, see, that's what helped me because nobody thought I would do it, and all I could see was red. And Ricky
yeah,
Dennis
that's
told
probably
me.
what he saw too.
A few months later, we're at Richmond. We were running to Ricky Dennis, and Ricky says, "Scott, you got away with one." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Don't pull that." He's like, "Ray Charles knew seeing what you were going to do."
Oh my God.
That's like, he's like, normally we suspend somebody for that. He said, "But you
Did it the last week of the season.
Well, that's when you get your point across,
right?
He
Exactly.
didn't win, and
Well,
we had no
Christine,
more
Stephanie,
problem.
we appreciate you coming. I know you got a long trip to come up here,
And we appreciate what you guys do.
and we really do. And I think it's only fair that you guys get some recognition once in a while too, because nobody sees what you all do, and pretty much.
Is Paul gonna get any recognition?
Well, I've tried to get Paul on here. Paul,
We had him on once, I think.
no, we've never had Paul on here. No.
Paul's busy with work
He is
during
very
the week.
busy.
He's very
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah, matter of fact,
Were you winking at me saying that?
No. I might have been, but no.
no, but when I started putting this together, I sent him a message too.
Yeah.
And said, look, we'd like to have you. I've never heard nothing back. So I know he's got a lot going on, but
He does.
I
Yeah.
would like to, I'd like to have him on here too.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
so,
you need to do this. Come on.
yeah, tell me about it.
We need a computer guru, right?
I'm looking at my
Right.
cup instead of there.
One track mind.
I mean,
All right, well, we appreciate it. We're gonna get your other friend in here now.
All right.
oh, okay.
The tire
The
guy.
other
dude.
guy.
The other
Yeah. The other guy.
I ain't gonna call his name.
Mm-mm.
We'll wait till he gets in here.
Yeah.
guy.
We'll
He
call
quits
him.
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
On that
Thank
note,
you.
thanks, guys.
Thank you. We
guys.
appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you for all
much.
you do.
Hi.
And,
The chair was too.
You always get the high chair, I get the low chair.
Thanks, Jack.
because you're
Thanks,
low,
guys.
you need to be up right now.
All right, let's get that other guy.
Come on, Basil.
You weren't supposed to say his name.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh.
right.
Bozo. Come on over and get in. How long have we been trying to make this happen, Jack? I mean, if I known we just had to get the girls here.
Well, you know what was really funny about getting him on here? Was
Don't even.
I was down the road. I was down the road today, and I looked up, and Basil tried to call my phone. I said, that's unusual.
What's wrong, right?
So I said, well, I'm gonna call this one back. I don't normally call back.
You gonna come on the show, or you just gonna?
So I'm gonna say right here, right now. But I called him back, and he said something about I might try to come out there tonight. I like to have died right there in the front seat of the car. 'Cause
I found out the ladies out there, they're the best.
yes, they are.
They're the best thing we got going on. I love them to death. They're like two moms.
So, but it's
Pretty
true.
great.
But you know, you think about all the, for the most part, everybody that the officials here are good at what they do, and
Mm-hmm.
even you.
Try not to be. Try not to be, but I don't know. I treat the guys like they want to be treated. And when the day's over and I have to make a ruling, it's black and white. End of story. Now, after I make the ruling of the black and white, I have to call up, make sure it's okay. And I tell them, you want to go drink a beer? That's good. If you don't, that's good. If you don't want to be my friend, that's good. If you want to be my friend, that's good. I don't care. I have to keep it fair between the guys.
Right.
That's what they do, and they keep the respect because I give it.
Yeah.
Until they don't give me respect, then it's like they'll come screaming. Hey, yeah. I'm like, and then they'll get right in my face, and I'm like,
But
and I look away, makes them even more mad. That's the best part about it.
Basil, I gotta tell you, I love you because you're full of personality, right? And it's always fun going to the tire shed because it's not a dull moment, right? And it's always
I don't know this was coming.
yeah, because it's seriously though. I mean, who wants to be monotonous and do the same thing and talk about the same thing? It's always you're always upbeat. As far as I'm concerned, that I've seen you. I mean, obviously we all get mad, and I mean, I'm sure there would be some time I might have been mad or whatever, and that's just part of our sport. But I think we all know enough that afterwards, it's just a good laugh.
Like I told you earlier, I was like, man, I'm going to quit every Saturday. And for some reason, I find my way back at the meeting in Angelo's, and I'm right back here.
So let's back up. How did you get involved in racing? Because I know a little bit of what you've done. I don't know if everybody out there knows.
80s. I started with All-American Division. That's how far. And a real good friend of ours that we used to go camping when I was a kid, they bought a car. In fact, I want to say it was Michael Townsley, and I think he bought Chip Hudson and TT Brim's old 70 Monte Carlo, and his daddy had a Buick, and I started there, left there, went to Jerry Haverty, which is over in Portsmouth, real good guy. We went, did the year, said he was I'm gonna quit, and I kept going, then wound up with Bo Broyles, bounced there, then Lamb and Robinson came. Went with them, and the rest is fun stuff. Walked away from the sport for 2 or 3 years. Went and coached softball, baseball. And I said, you know what? Saturday nights are boring. So I lived right around the corner from Fred Hoggart.
Okay.
And
Another
I went
great
over.
guy.
Yeah, awesome dude. I went over to his house, and I was like, man, I said, you gonna be at the racetrack tonight? Or I was like on a Friday, tomorrow night. He said, yeah. I said, you need a friend? He said, come on. And
Well, is that how you got involved with the tires?
That's how
Because
I
I
got
forgot Fred did the tires before, right?
that's how I
So
got
Fred
involved.
got you.
Yeah.
He said, come on, and then he left you.
No, he said, I'm ready to retire. I'm ready to go fishing. And he's doing good. That dude he's a good guy. I
Yeah.
love him.
Well, like, was it him and his son, right? Or grandson?
Grandsons.
We're doing the tires
Yep.
there for a while.
I had JR and can't think of his name. Hunter.
Mm.
And then JR went off and did something, and Hunter came in, and right towards the end, Hunter got a little over it, and well, I'm like, you do what you got to do. If you're here, you're here. If you're not, let me know you're not going to be here. And he says, okay. So
Who helps you out down there in the tire shed now?
Jamie's down there with me now,
Mm.
and I'll tell you what, that little dude, he don't weigh no more.
He's a little bit of a character, ain't he?
Yeah, he's wide open. I think that's why we get along so well, because we're both.
Have you met his dad?
outspoken. No, scared to. I'm scared to. Well, come to find out, Jamie bought a house year before last. Well, it's like 15 minutes
Good
down
for
the
him.
road from my house.
Okay.
So I'm exactly 1 hour from here to my front door.
Yeah, well, you're in driver?
No,
No?
I'm out there by Stephanie.
Oh, okay.
Stephanie's another 10 minutes past me. And come to find out, well, the house they have is a real good friend of mine. And it's odd, but it's been crazy. Just to leave it at that. And well, Jamie, he don't weigh no more than the tire.
No.
Watching him with them late model tires was the best. The first one he did, I was like, man, he's gonna hurry. That iron, he grabbed a hold of it. He did one of these numbers and grabbed a hold and went, oh. I'm like, dude, are you all right? And he's just laughing for all his work. And I'm like, you're all right. Keep rolling. So now he's got to watch out for me because I'm catching my hand all the time in the tire machine. Man, I get.
So are you still changing tires? I thought you had a couple of young guys. You didn't have to do that
No,
as much.
I'm back behind the machine because Hunter didn't. I don't want to say Hunter, he didn't want to come back. We're moving. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So I just jump behind the machine and go. It's me and Jamie. We do
Okay.
pretty good. Jamie's good. He's quick.
Yeah. No, he is.
And he knows how the guys love him. The guys have figured out he's just like me.
Mm-hmm. And he's got a
and
personality.
they just roll. Because if you give it to him, guess what? It's coming back.
Yeah.
But it's coming back to where they don't take it serious. And that's the best part. The guys love him. They treat him well. They don't, when they start to mistreat, that's when I said, yo, and they stop.
Mm.
I mean, it's like me. I get mistreated all the time, but that's all right. See, I don't mind.
Big enough to take
But
care of
it's it. It's like, okay.
Now, how many tires do y'all do on a Saturday, on an average Saturday?
I'll say when the late models are there and everybody can get one, I'll say about 75, 80 maybe.
Mm.
When the limiteds are there, it's almost 125 because you got a bigger class, and this year's gonna be bigger, so it's gonna be more. I can't wait to see the limiteds. I'm telling you right now,
right.
I cannot wait to see them guys.
When do y'all start mounting tires? Kind of what time, and then what time do you get done?
When they open the gate,
I mean, people are running over to you,
12,
right?
Yeah, they're driving over, got tire wheels. It's like from noontime till about 2, 3 o'clock, maybe.
Oh, I was gonna say
I mean,
3
it
or 4.
starts wheeling off when they start to practice, and then I'll back away, and Jamie will take care of all the singles that come in. It gets sometimes be hectic and a headache, but it's all good.
So what other duties do you have after you finish in the tires? I mean, I see you everywhere.
I do whatever it takes to get the races going. If it's cleanup, I jump into cleanup. I'll help them with that. It's a little bit of everything. None of it scares me to do any of it, but I want to learn how to flag. I really do. I want to be flagging. But
Shane's been retiring for 10 years.
I know. We're not even there. But I want to do that. I did the pace truck. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something about pace truck. That was fun.
Is that really?
The wing guys,
Oh,
big
yeah.
guys.
Dude, those thing's crazy.
Mullins,
Mullis.
Matt
I think-
Mullins.
Matt Mullins.
Yeah.
Matt
yeah,
Mullins.
yeah.
Well, I'm in the pace truck. and they're telling me in my ear, go, that's in turn 2. I'm like, not a problem. I'd nail it. I'm like, man, he's still on my tail. And I'm still getting it. I'm going down the back stretch. I'm here comes 3 and 4. We're going to see what we got. We're going to see what kind of, I got my hand out the window and I'm sitting doing this, one hand on the wheel, and I'm slow down, slow down. And next thing I cut across the grass to get in before he's done went past me. I'm like, he almost ran me over. And I'm just laughing. And then he gets done racing. He comes over there. He goes, he's laughing hilarious. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare him. Yes, you did. You did. But that was pretty cool. The pace truck was fun. I mean, I'm mainly here at the start finish line.
Yeah.
I love that. The kids that get the kids are awesome. 2 years ago, the kids made a banner for them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I remember that.
And somebody told me, hey, they need you in the tire shed. I'm like, everything's done. We're getting ready to go racing. I go in there and every one of them are holding this sign and it says, we love you, Basil. Evidently somebody found out I had leukemia. I've got leukemia and I don't let it stop me. I refuse to let it stop me. I refuse to let it control me. I'm rolling on. And I spent the best night I've ever had here. And it actually made me cry. Tough teddy bear like this crying. So the competitors from the bandos up, they're great group of people. I couldn't ask for a better group or better track to be at.
No,
There's some super kids involved in that and stuff.
The friends that you make has been awesome.
yeah.
And I love it.
I think we're very lucky with the kids that have come through here in the last 5 years, right? Because I remember 5 years ago, we were sitting here like, man, it didn't feel like there was anybody to sort of replace the Greg Edwards, the Danny Edwards, the Phil Warrens, or the Mark Wirtz, you know? And it was like, man, we're going to be in trouble in a few years because these guys can't keep going. Like, we need this new generation. And how do we get these kids involved? And man, it just seemed like one day there's somebody flipped the switch and now we got these kids. And these are the next kids that are going to be here for the next 20 years, and it's so cool to see. And they're doing so well,
They're
and
adapting.
they're good. Yes.
From a bando
I know,
into a
right?
big car. It's like, what do you do?
I couldn't believe.
And then I mean I guess the first limited year was Riley and Cody.
I mean, to come from the bandos. I mean, I give those, and we give them a hard time because we love these kids. But man, they super impressed me in that limited series the first year, and even the second year. I mean, we got a bunch of kids that are in there that I'm thinking. I mean, I thought when they come out with the limiteds, I mean, I was super thankful because I think the limiteds are a great series. But when those kids were talking about they were going to go to the limited, I'm like, oh, that's a big jump, man. But I mean, they ain't missed a beat. They actually stepped their game up compared to what they did in the bandos.
And I mean, you got good parents backing them all up.
For sure.
And I mean, they're keeping them in check. Like I was telling, I can't remember which one I was talking to today about it. The night y'all had the boys in here. Oh my God, I laughed so hard my gut hurt the next day. It was great because the way they were in here is the same way they're down there. Even after one of them might get mad at the other one, but I can tell you right now, at the end of the night, on the backstretch, they're throwing football together.
Yeah.
And that they're just, to me, that's got a lot to do with parents being brought up properly. And these guys, man, all of them. I mean, it's great.
They all have a different good personality, and they all complement each other because they're all different. Neither one of them are the same, right? And I love it.
But what's amazing to me is the friendships they have, and how many of these kids, when one of them wins a race, you have a whole front stretch full of kids out there that are there to pull for them. That is unbelievable.
The whole fucking stands down there. I mean, the first time what you call it, Jacob. I mean, Jesus Christ, I seen all the people walking. I was like,
I thought I saw the stands empty.
Telling you.
When they got them through that gate down there, a whole herd of them come through there. And that was amazing to me that they did that.
Yeah. That was crazy. I mean, I'm like, damn, that's a lot of people.
And and Jacob Derrick he's got his own little fan club, and he's turned out so good, even with Brandy's with mom. And I mean, it's really cool that, you know, he's turned out the way he did. And that's,
He's a good kid.
yeah.
They
All of them, they're
all are.
all good kids. They're very respectful to you. I mean, I've never had one of them tell me no, or I don't think shut up or any. They've all said no,
Yeah.
sir, yes, sir. And I'm like, dang, am I that old that they're calling me sir? Let's say yes or no to me. I'm good with it.
Right.
But all the competitors, whether it's them guys, the late models, the modifieds, they're all good. And I mean, crew members.
Even you have to deal with Mason Dunn. I mean, that's got to be.
Well, he said
He's not
Mason said
competitive.
something. He said Basil keeps coming back to hang out with him.
Funny you say Mason Dunn.
No, it ain't really.
No. My wife and I and my son, we were in Portsmouth, and that's where we get my taxes done. And she says, "Where do you want to go to lunch? We're down to dinner." I can't think of the name of the place, but it's over off College Drive. It's a new place. Anyhow, I said, "Yeah, that'll be fine." We go in there, and the maitre d' or whatever, the sitter, and she puts us in, and I look over, and there's Mason. Mason and his wife and his son. And I'm like, I look at I can't get away from you, can I? He starts laughing. I mean, Mason's good. Mason's a good guy. He tolerates
I
it.
mean, I don't know how you got that wife of his.
No comment. No comment. No, I mean,
Kickback Jacks.
That's
That's
it.
the name of the place.
That's
Okay,
it.
I heard of that place.
Yeah, it's good. It's like finger food,
It's
bar
good.
food,
It's-
but it's good.
Oh, really
It's
good.
really,
I'll
really
check it
good.
out.
We went there, and no, Mason's a good guy. Mason,
No, he is.
You don't have to say that.
I will tell y'all this with Mason. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. My man came in hammered. When
You
I
talking
no
about the same guy?
no listen to me. I love you, Mason. That's the only reason I'm telling this story. He came in hammered.
I can't believe we're talking about the same guy.
Mounted his 4 tires. I'm still mounting tires. His are done. They're over there. I seen him go that way. When my line gets down, here is Mason passed out on his tires, getting sunburn on the side of his face, and everybody's making fun of him. And then all of a sudden he disappeared. And I'm like, okay. So I asked Tyler, I said, where'd Mason go? Oh, he's passed out in the trail. I'm like, that's a good place for him to be over there. And it's just been a fun thing to him. And he gives me every kind of crap there is, which is great.
He gives everybody crap.
But I mean, but it's great because
Oh, yeah.
I'm expecting it.
Right,
And I'm ready
right,
for it. And I give it right back to him. And he's good. And he doesn't take anything personal. None of the guys in the tire pit take anything I say personal.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me keep coming back.
Uh-huh.
You know, last year I will say I was trying to quit. I will say that. I was trying to quit. I know I said it every Saturday, but I really was trying to quit. I wasn't coming back. And then I sat there and I thought about it. I said, you know what would I do at home?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Honey, do this.
No, you be sitting here thinking about you be sitting there.
Exactly. And I said, you know what? I just will go back. It is what it is. When it's time for me to walk away, then I'll walk away.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it with Landon Robinson. I wasn't having fun one year. I was a jack man. I got hit by Joe Gator in Lonesome Pine Speedway. It was the best night. Laughed about it the whole time. At the end of the season, I told Jamie, I said, I'm done. I said, if you allow me to come back next year, I'll come back. If not, wasn't meant to be. And I left and came back. He said, "There, I got a place where you go home." So
Now, who all drove over there for? I mean, they had a good
Oh,
team there for a while.
oh.
I mean, there's probably some stories there. Huh?
oh, if there are ever stories. We started with Phil.
Mm-hmm.
We went down.
Didn't y'all win Martinsville? Didn't Phil win?
Phil won. Oh, that was a good one. We won Martinsville in the late model. We missed the race, but we got in the last chance race. Started dead last in that. He won that. Won 100. I think it was $100. Started dead last in that. Went through, won that, and that was some good experience with that in that late model. It was a lot of stuff with Phil in the late model was great. We started with Phil. We left. Phil didn't come. Phil didn't work out. We jumped into Joe. Joe did good.
Yep.
Joe Gator.
Joe Gator, and then we went from Joe Gator to Bobby Gill.
And that would have to be an experience.
Oh, good night. Oh, that's an experience in itself. The funny part was we put a picture of Bobby Gill on the dashboard and we left it there because that was our goal, was to beat Bobby Gill, because he was
Bobby was the man to beat.
he was kicking in the Pro Cup series. So we went from Bobby to Clayton. We
That's
won
another.
we won a
hot seat.
championship with. We won a championship with Bobby. We won a championship with Clayton. And then we had Bradley, and then went back to Clayton. Yeah. Brad Roger, Clay's little brother.
Oh, okay.
And that was fun too. Bradley's a character.
I mean, you got to work with some kind of in that time frame, the who's who of late models.
Mark McFarland was in there. Shane Huffman.
Yep.
They drove the car. They worked there.
No, they drove the car.
They were through.
Well, they drove cars for.
Well, I knew that.
Yeah, they were.
They
were
were
two.
Where's Mark at now? He's in the truck series.
He's at Joe Gibbs.
Yeah,
Joe Go.
yeah,
Okay.
he's a crew chief of.
An ARCA car. He's a crew on an ARCA car.
Was it ARCA?
Yeah. That's when they were talking about him the other day on the Dale Jr.
But yeah, they're
Or actually,
I mean, I met a lot of people. I mean, it was
But
good.
the Pro Cup days, that was fun. I mean, my son was involved with the Pro Cup stuff with Woody and Travis Miller when they were coming along with Travis Miller, then Woody. But those were fun. I mean, that was
best.
I traveled
That
with
was the
those
best.
guys. I traveled to the racetracks with those guys, and that was a blast everywhere.
I mean, that was like right before it got like super serious, right?
Then it got to a point where it was.
I mean, it was competitive, right?
Oh, it was definitely competitive. I mean, you're going up north. You've got two groups.
South and the north.
You got an AFC and an NFC.
That's a good way to put
AFC is down south. NFC is up north. And
They just wanted to beat each other.
the talent that was in both of them was
Mhm.
just. I mean, we had Christian, AJ Frank. You got
Benny Gordon.
Benny
Mhm.
Gordon was very tough. You have can't think of his name. Brandon Ward.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we could spend 2 hours on Pro Cup.
Pro
series.
Cup.
I mean,
yeah.
dude,
That was a cool series.
Bristol, Rockingham, Iowa was the best.
Yep.
Oh, loved Iowa. That out in the middle of a cornfield, and that's it.
That's it. There's nothing around
Ace, Hickory. I mean, how do you do in the middle of a race? You come across the radio and say, "Hey, y'all guys can talk to me." And you leave the race. That's what Blades is telling us.
Oh,
You
really?
can talk to me. Why don't I talk to you?
But
That's funny. Most of them is the other way around.
Lakeland.
Oh.
I love Lakeland.
3:30. You can always count for rain.
I love Lakeland. We went down there a couple times to Lakeland.
All the Georgia tracks were neat.
Travis had a problem at Lakeland and fell out of the race, and they picked my son and Scott Perlman and one other guy from his team to go pit Alan Perkheiser's car. And that was hilarious to see.
That's a
You know,
blast.
they thought that was the greatest thing in the world. They were going to be pit stopping a car like that. You know?
Mm.
That's a if you want to be adrenaline junkie, there it is.
Yeah.
And the first race I went to, Trevor Bain. Well, not the first race I went to, but the first one I went and traveled with them. Trevor Bain, Joey Logano was racing in the Pro Cups. I mean, that was
His debut was in Hickory.
Eddie.
And then one of the Jones kids was Hickory.
Yeah, I mean,
Jones.
I can't remember. It's one of the Jones kids because when he got there, I remember this clear as day. They brought out of the trailer a pallet full of Mountain Dews because we wound up with 20, 30 cases of Mountain Dew in our trailer. And when we got back, half of them had exploded in the trailer.
Oh, really?
But I mean, yeah, I'll tell you what, I've seen some people, I've met some people.
Do you have a favorite moment in that time frame?
All of them. I mean, it's just I mean, it goes from being hit by Joe in Pennsylvania because I'm watching Marty Lindley here in front of me, and I've got the jack in my hand. I get hit by the car, roll over the fender, and I'm right there where I'm supposed to be, and I just start laughing the whole time. When we get the pit stop done, Joe goes around, comes down the front, says, "Is everybody all right?" Well, Jamie didn't see me get hit.
Okay.
Jamie didn't see me get hit by the car. I said, I went across the road. I said, "Joe, I'm good. Take it to him." Watching Trevor Bain get out of a race car at Iowa and jump in some Heelys, and he's heeling around the pits while we're trying to get our liftgate car. There's just so many. There's not really.
It was just fun. I
It was
mean,
a blast.
they just,
But
it wasn't.
then you could take the team like y'all just work real hard, kind of like the Alan Kawicki.
Well, we went to. In fact, before Wilkesboro reopened.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we were the last race there. Pro Cup team was the last because that's where we did our pit challenge.
Yep.
We got beat by very little from a Craftsman truck team that was brought in.
Mm.
And it's like, sweet, but it stunk that I got beat by, somebody that's not there every week.
Right.
That
they were
you know,
professionals.
Yeah. And it's like, you know what? That's good with me. I'm good with that.
Yeah, when they did the pit crew championships down at Lakeland, they were doing it down there at the end of it.
Mhm.
They were doing it down there, and that was fun to watch.
That was a blast too.
I wish they would bring it back here sometime. I mean, that would be.
Well,
that
now
would be neat.
they went towards the end was you can't fuel and change tires at the same time.
Yeah.
So I took one of the jobs from Tommy Archer, real good friend, visiting, great guy. Do anything for you. Well, he was gassing after another guy quit, and I said, okay. I said, I'll do it. No problem. I'm still adrenaline flowing, pumping. I mean, running in front of a car coming at you at 30 miles an hour.
Mhm.
Absolutely great. So I said, you know what? I'll do it. So I had to wear the sock hat.
Yeah.
And then I had to get into my apron. So it's like, okay, got to plan this out. I put this here, put this here, put this here. I'll just wear my hat and just pull it down. Man, here he comes back around. I grabbed that can for the first time. Everywhere. Gas is just blowing back. I'm like, push. I'm hollering at myself, push. It was great. That was fun stuff. I'll mean all of it really was good. It was great.
Yeah, it was really
great. It was a great series.
Mhm.
And I mean, when Hooters pulled out, and then that's when
It went the other way.
it went the other way. And then all the guys, a bunch of the guys from the South Series was late model guys from Charlotte.
Mm.
And the late model was going big, and they said, well, let's do the super late models popped up.
Mm.
And then, well, why don't we just make the Pro Cup series, the car series, and we'll just be late model. And that's basically, I believe that's how everything happened. Not 100% sure.
That's basically
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
Because
That's the closest.
when the
thing to it
guy
right
got
now.
killed, the guy with Hooters that got killed in the plane crash with Alan Kawicki and with that group, he was the CEO or whatever of Hooters. That's when it made the change. Right after that's when it made the change.
Yeah.
The guy said he would rather, the guy that was left said
Yeah. They weren't
he'd
as much
rather
as
go
a
the
race
other
fan.
way to get more competition.
mhm.
But I don't know how you could say you didn't have competition back in those days.
Yeah.
It was there. It was there. And
I mean, look how many people that, from crew members to drivers, that have made it and to do this for a living. A lot.
I would love to do it again. My body says no. My mind keeps saying yes.
Your body says you can do it.
Mine's telling me, yeah, you got it, man. You got it. My body goes,
No,
don't listen to him. He's a fool. So,
but it was a lot of fun. I mean, I got to go to Jennerstown and Erie and all those places.
Yeah, those cool racetracks.
Yeah, Southern, what was it? South Georgia Motorsports Park, and that was a blast.
Yeah, you got, what is it? You got grass, you got wall, grass, and then fence. It's like, how does this work? How does this work?
Where is that at?
One of them down in Georgia.
It was just from, I think it was South Georgia, right on there.
Went down there one year. Bobby went up hit the wall, and we're looking at his roof number real well. It's like, I'm not supposed to do that. Get that thing back down. But it was good. It was a good series. I mean, I liked it. I had a blast with it.
So how did you end up over at Flamin' Robinson?
The ride from Boat Broils to Lamb Robinson was 30 minutes, free. So I said, you know what? We'll do the 3 all day long. Do 2 stoplights. I'm at home. Loved it. So,
Well, Basil, thank you for coming out here, man.
Not
It's
a
really
problem.
cool. I mean, I can sit here and talk to you about the
I know.
Hood Cup series all night.
I know.
I got some stories too for all night.
Well, all right, don't forget them, and we're gonna come in there. Don't just keep them in
It'll be
your
another
bag.
10 years when we
We
get
don't
back
no,
home.
I'll put some cups on it. We'll get
Hey,
him back.
we'll just
Once I-
we'll tell them the girls.
Once I
are
tell everybody he doesn't come over here and been a part of the show, I mean, that's hilarious. And but I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah,
Man. It means a lot that you did that and come up here and did it, and appreciate it a lot. That's our show for tonight. We're pretty much done here.
I mean, I look down. I'm like, damn, it's 8. It's
I know
almost
we could talk here. We could have kept on talking.
that late.
But
I still got an hour if y'all need it.
we going to Richmond this week and this weekend, so that's gonna.
Yeah, I look forward to going to Richmond. I mean, I'm a Bubba Pollard fan. I'm so curious of how this is going to turn out for him. I hope it turns out. I just his personality, his sort of aggressionness a little bit. I wouldn't say he runs you over, but he's definitely got some aggressiveness.
But that's what the sports need. Is
Oh,
somebody,
100%.
somebody to bump somebody.
Yeah.
And just call it like he is.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. And he's not mad.
Well, that was like, well,
I
I
love it
do
when-
have one thing. We were in Florence about a year ago. I rode down with Justin just to hang out. Didn't know where I was going to sleep. Had no extra money. Didn't care to get paid. I was just going to hang out.
Sounds like a
So I wound up spotting intern 3. Well, Junior's down there, and then during the race, Junior comes up in Pemberton.
Yeah.
Junior dumps Pemberton. Plain day, and I had to call. I'm laughing while I'm at caution turn 2. Well, after the race, Junior went over to Pemberton and said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to spin you for real. I meant to spin you." It's like, whatever, man. Good job. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I've had some good experience. Appreciate you guys letting me come on.
And then we're gonna get you back. Don't you say you're not coming back. You're coming back.
We didn't see he can do it. So
Yeah, so, all right, next week's show, Kevin Bellacourt.
Okay.
He's going to be with us. He's over at McNally Hilderman Racing this year. He's a crew chief over there. Going to have him. Leland Honeyman Jr. is going
we'll
to
see
be with us.
Leland this weekend.
Yep, we're going to see Leland, and Leland will be here on the show next week. Not here, but he'll be on the show next week. And then Factory Canopy CEO Todd Davis is going to be with
Oh, nice.
us. So we're going to have a chance to talk with him a little bit
Yeah.
too. So that's next week's
Sport all
show.
the time.
And so I want to thank Stephanie, Christine, Shane Snyder, and I'm glad Basil showed up tonight. That was a big deal.
A treat, right? This is
Yeah.
a treat.
Anyway, that's our show. We'll see you again next week.